What's going on, everybody? It's Matt again from Casually Crafted 3D, and I will not waste much more of your time. You've already seen the title of the video. We're ready for Weapon Pack C. So, obviously, I've got the Orbiter out front because we're going to be putting a bunch of parts on him. But let's start off. The first weapon for Weapon Pack C that we're going to talk about is going to be the DF-GA-08 Who Ben Gatling gun. I made the Gatling gun. It's a pretty big weapon. Probably the biggest weapon that I've made so far. But because of the way that I was able to kind of engineer like some of the hollow pieces here and how they go together, this thing is like super light. It's actually lighter than Bandai's Gatling gun, which I will show here. I actually designed this before I even had the official one that came with Michigan, but I'll show you the differences here. Obviously, mine's a little bit bigger. The barrel's a little bit longer, and the drum down here is a little bit larger. So I didn't actually have this as a reference. I was using reference images to make this before, but now that I have them in hand, it's interesting how they ended up working out. But yeah, you can see some of the details that I got, like for the belt here and such. But yeah, obviously this one's going to be unique to either side. Here's the right-hand version and the left-hand version. And the only differences actually is this main like feed part here, the drum and the belt. That's the only thing that's different between these. So just swapping out 3 different parts is what gets you the other side. But there's the 2 Gatling guns. And of course, you see all the holes on the top. It is compatible with any of the official weapon pack or weapon hangers. Obviously, the only one that we have is the one that came with steel haze at this point. But if you just spread these out, they will go into these 7 corresponding holes here, and you can put this on the back, which of course can go on the back of any AC. And like I said, it's very lightweight, so it can stand up no problem. And speaking of which, they can also go on my hangers. If you use the wider connection here, they can go on my hangers just fine as well. But of course, actual hanger piece came off. There we go. But of course, you can hold this just fine. But he can hold it just fine. No problem. So there is the Who Ben. Alright, and next up we have the HI-32BU-TT/A Pulse Blade. So I made the iconic Pulse Blade. But yeah, so this is the collapsed version. And this part obviously can just easily go onto any of the melee ports on the arms, so you can put that on whichever one that you want. And of course, for any of our dual melee guys that like to have them on hangers, with that hole and these slots, it can easily fit onto the main or the regular hangers, and all you have to do is push these in all the way, and then it will slot right in like so on any of the hanger parts to be put on the back. And same thing with my hangers. It can fit on my hangers the exact same way, just fine. But of course, that's not all that I made, because I'm a maniac. I, of course, had to make the activated pulse blade. So this has basically just everything expanded. This part back here is moved back, this part is slid out, and the actual emitter parts here are out. This is just kind of loose on here. I'll explain that in a minute. I'll just take it off. But yeah, get a good look at the detail here. And it'll be able to connect the exact same way as the other one. But the reason that that top part comes off is because I made an effect part. I made a nice emitted pulse blade effect. And basically the way this is going to work is it has these little slots here. It has to be angled like this, so that little piece here, because it fits right into this little slot right here, and it slides into that little groove. So it just has to kind of drop down like that onto this piece, and then this part will just kind of slot right on over the top of this and peg in right there to have the deployed blade. And then of course we can put that on any of these pegs to have the blade deployed. So there we go. All right, and next up on the list is the BML-G1/P20MLT04, or the starter missile launcher. So yeah, the 4-tube missile launcher that you start on the Loader 4 with. And of course, this one is pretty much universal. All that you have to do to make it the other side is just take this part, flip it around, put it on the other side, and you can make the other side version. But of course, you get a good look at the detail. Of course, this isn't all that I did. Like my other missile launcher, I had to do what I feel Bandai has recently been failing to do, and give you the option for the open version. So here is what the open tube version looks like on the opposite side, with the little exhaust ports here extended. Show you some of the detail on that. But yeah, so have both versions. And I may or may not make effect parts in the future for the missiles shooting out. I don't know if I want to do that yet or not, but I might. But these will fit just fine on any of Bandai's hanger parts. They just slide right on here, and then you can fit them on any of the back parts like so. So here's another missile option for you. All right, and next up is a bit of a kind of a dual weapon here, because they're kind of both the same thing. But we have the BML-G1/P31 Duo 02 and the P32 Duo 03. So I made these guys. And we already have a version of the Duo 03 anyways from Bandai, which I'll show here in a second, but I figured I'd take a crack at it myself. So these are, they do actually have different mounting brackets here. One of them splits off and just fits 4 of these modules, whereas another one has 6 modules that attach onto it. But yeah, here's some of the detail with these guys. And I guess I'll focus more on the Duo 3 because we do already have one from Bandai. Here is Bandai's version of the Duo 3. So here's some of the differences with mine. Here's how mine look, and that's how theirs look. Now, obviously, Bandai only ever gave us the closed version of the missiles, but once again, because I am a maniac, I made the open version of the missiles. So if you wanted to display yours with the weapon or with the missile ports all expanded out, you totally can. So there's the 2 different versions of that. And I did the exact same thing with the Duo 02s. So you can make those all opened up as well if you wanted to make those. There is a joint right here for this. I forgot to mention on the on the MLT4s, there is a joint there too. I'd recommend just gluing it, honestly, just because you're never going to really move it at that point anyways. The only thing that really matters is the attachment point, which, of course, will attach just fine on any of Bandai's weapon mounts. It'll just attach like so, so you can put them on any of the ACs. So you can do that. So there we go, the Duo series. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have the SI-24 SU-Q5 Pulse Shield. So here is the collapsed version, with everything all folded up. And this, of course, can go on any of the weapon mounts. All you have to do is simply put it on the peg like so. So you can put that on any of the AC mounts. But of course, you know me, that's not all that I did. I made the expanded version with it all deployed. Like the other pulse shield that I made, it's a little flimsy, just because of the design, of course. But yeah, so it's all expanded out. You can see all the details here with how that works. And I tried something new with the shield effect. So here's the effect. I actually used a nice kind of like clear PETG material for this. And basically it just has this little port in the bottom here, because this is kind of a heavy effect. So I have a little stand that will just kind of plug into that so that it can sit up however you need it to. And with these two little posts here, they just plug right into the emitter like so. It can be a little tricky, but there we go. Plugs right into the emitter there, and then you can put this on your AC. Just kind of use that slider to put it at whatever height that you need, and then it can sit on your AC. I think this probably works a little bit better than what the other one did. But yeah, so there is the new shield. All right, and so of course, with the Turner, which I had already made before, that is in pack B, I think. Might have been pack A, I can't remember. But I already made the Turner, obviously, so now we can make the starter AC, the Loader 4. So yeah, so I guess we can finally do that now. But that's not why I'm excited, because now with all of these parts, we can make the Hounds. Yep, now we can make all three of the trailer ACs, or Walter's Hounds. We can make those with weapon packs A, B, and C that I've made. So yeah, obviously here we have, this is 620, I believe, or no, this is 619. With the two missile launchers and the grenade launcher. And then we have our boy, the leader, 617, now with his Gatling gun, the pulse blade, shield, and the Morley. And then we have 620, the one with the two weapon hangers and the dual pistols. So yeah, so now we can make all of Walter's Hounds. All right, and there we are. There's all the new weapons and parts, well, most of them anyways, that I could fit on 3 loaders, or 3 orbiters anyways. There's all the parts for weapon pack C. So yeah, so got a nice, one of our first melee weapons that I've made anyways. Got the sword, got the 3 different missile launchers to choose from. Got the Gatling guns, and got a new shield. So yeah, so obviously this is going to finish off all the parts to make the Hounds. Don't worry though, I plan on making more, and actually I might as well say, I mean, I plan on making every single part in the AC6 catalog, including AC parts. I'm going to start making AC parts here at some point. But I just have to figure out where to work that, kind of funnel that into my workload because I'm working on a lot of stuff right now. But yeah, so there's some more parts for you guys. I'm gonna try to do 2 of these weapon packs a month if I can, and then I might start doing some AC parts here and there. But I want to try to get at least 1 enemy kit out a month. But those take just like so freaking long compared to making these weapons. I can usually, if I sit down and just work on it all day, I can usually get like 1 weapon done a day. But it just kind of depends on what I have going on. But yeah, obviously, if you want a physical version of this kit, at the time of posting this video, it will be available on any of my shops, which I will put down below in the description in the link tree. But I will say that the 3D print files will be up on my Patreon first. If you don't already follow me on Patreon, please do. You don't even have to be a patron, like a paid patron. But anything helps. And to show my appreciation even to the free patrons, I do post free stuff. For example, the Duo 2 here, right here, is going to be available for free on my Patreon, for anyone that joins as a free member. So you can get the files to download those, as well as all of the back stuff, like the hangers and stuff that I showed off in the video. Those are actually available for free for my free patrons, or for my free members. So please, absolutely check out my Patreon. The files, like the paid files for everything else, those go up first on Patreon, and then about a week later they get released to cults. So yeah, please check me out there. Also, that's linked in the description. But yeah, as far as the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, because I'm going to start putting up polls for what the next 5 weapons will be for Weapon Pack D. So start telling me what you think you would like to see, because I take everybody's opinions and I put them all in kind of like a spreadsheet, and then I figure out what got the most votes and what direction to take this. So please let me know. But if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate the hell out of you, and I will, of course, see you in the next video.